I'm Mary. I'm here in Nashville with Mr. Kix Brooks. We are here at the IEBA Awards Conference, and it's so good to meet you. Thank you so much for taking your time out to talk to us.
You bet.
We were just wondering kind of your story, how you got to where you are today.
That's a long story.
Yes, I'm sure it is.
You need a shorter question.
Okay, let's see. Out of all the amazing things that have happened in that long story, pick like your top 3 most amazing.
Wow. Well, as far as the story, which we haven't yet defined, I guess,
Right.
in the music business, probably getting discovered in Nashville in the first place was pretty amazing. And that was one of those things you see on TV in the show Nashville. I was actually at the Bluebird Cafe, and this guy, Bob Dole, he actually is Garth Brooks' manager. But at the time, he was working at ASCAP, and he came up to me when I got done playing and said he liked my songs, and if I got any more, and I met him at his office, and he introduced me to my first publisher, and then I wrote songs for a living for 10 years. So that was pretty big. And then this friend of mine, probably the second thing would be Tim Dubois, introduced me to this guy Ronnie Dunn at lunch one day.
Just this guy.
And said we ought to try and be a duo, because the Judds were breaking up, and maybe we could be famous if we try and be a duo. And we said, we don't want to. But he convinced us. I think that was Tuesday, and Thursday we wrote Brand New Man, and Friday we wrote Next Broken Heart. Those turned out to be our first 2 #1 records, and we rode a bus for 20 years trying to figure out how to get off it.
There you go.
Yeah, and the third thing hasn't happened yet.
There you
That's
go.
the one I'm waiting on.
There's always time for more. So you mentioned Ronnie, and your friendship over the course of the years, I'm sure, grew very strong. So is it still just as strong today? Do you see him? Do you still write together? What's that like?
We don't still write together, but Ronnie and I are more like brothers and friends, I think.
Right.
We kind of have that bond. We didn't know each other from Adam, honestly, when we met. So for us, it was just kind of a work in progress. And gosh, you don't do that many thousands of shows, over 20 years and not get some kind of bond together. Yeah, we still stay in touch, but we're both doing our own thing now. So there's a lot of friends you fall out of touch with. We're going in different directions and going pretty hard.
Right. And now you're working with the Country Music Association. You're one of the leading figures there. What's that like?
It's fun. I've been at the CMA for 15 years now, probably, and actually was the president or chairman of the board. And it's been a great experience too. It's a very unique organization. All the label heads are there. All these people that compete every day all get together to try and make our business better. And that's very unusual. The rock guys don't do that.
Right.
So,
definitely. Country music's a family, right?
It is, and it's a very important part of it.
Good. All right. As president, this is my last question. Where do you see country music going? What's the kind of direction that you feel it's moving in?
I think you just have to listen to the radio. I mean, honestly, people complain about research on the radio and all those things, but research is just what people are digging.
Right.
And you can say it's too country or it's too pop or, it changes all the time. But the fans out there really dictate what they want to hear. Radio stations don't play that music because it's not being responded to.
Right.
So, the fans tell people what they like, that's what they play. And until something else comes along and changes it. It's where it's going is anybody's guess long term, but you just kind of listen to the radio and you go, that's where it's at right now, and quite frankly, it seems to be a lot of fun for us folks. It is for me. I like it.
Good. All right. Well, thank you so much for taking your time to talk to us.
You got it.
From here in Nashville, I'm Mary, and this is Kix Brooks.
And that is country, y'all.
That's right.